The Audit Commission today released its review of the current mechanism for making arrangements for hotel accommodation during the chief executive's duty visits outside Hong Kong. Director of Audit Benjamin Tang said it is necessary to consider that the arrangements for the chief executive's duty visits, including the class of accommodation, should reflect credibly the status of the chief executive as the head of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, as well as the status of Hong Kong in the international arena. At the same time, it should be moderate and conservative.
When governments are involved, we expect the chief executive, as head of the Hong Kong SAR government, with authority and influence, to set a good example and take appropriate steps to ensure that expenditure decisions made are moderate and conservative. All in all, we expect the chief executive's office to take steps to ensure that all hotel accommodation expenditure incurred is appropriate, reasonable, relevant to the circumstances, and in accordance with the government's policies and procedures.
The report recommends the development of appropriate rules and principles to facilitate the Chief Executive's office staff to make appropriate and reasonable expenditure decisions on hotel accommodation. The Chief Executive should be consulted when exceptions must be made to internal rules and principles. To provide an effective check and balance, approval should be sought from the Chief Executive's Office Permanent Secretary to pay an enhanced subsistence allowance. The report also reminds Hong Kong economic and trade offices to adopt the moderate and conservative principle when making accommodation arrangements and to optimize the number of officers to be involved in preparatory visits. There is a need to monitor the trend of increasing expenditure on the Chief Executive's duty visits and the justifications to support the choice of superior suites. The Commission recommends the proactive disclosure of the Chief Executive's duty visit expenditure. The Chief Executive's office agrees with the broad principles as confirmed in the report and that the current arrangements have room for improvement. They generally accept the recommendations and have forwarded the report to the Office of the Chief Executive-elect for reference.